Let's move on now. A violent attack in the South Bay. Armed and masked vandals storm into a Milpitas shopping center in a brazen attempt to rob a jewelry store. Similar robberies in the Bay Area have ended with people getting hurt. In this case, the store owner fought back by firing a gun, scaring those people away. Here's NBC's Jocelyn Moran.
This is the aftermath left behind after several suspects tried to force their way into fine jewelry in Milpitas. Surveillance video shows at least 8 people masked and wearing hoodies run into a Milpitas shopping center. 2 of them start using tools to smash the glass windows and doors. Police say the owner and an employee were inside, and the owner fought back, firing a gun they own legally. After that, you can see the suspects quickly run off without ever getting inside. Family of the owners tell us the store was robbed 2 years ago, and that time the thieves did get away with jewelry. The owners did not want to go on camera, but the mayor of Milpitas says she was able to talk with them.
She's traumatized, but she said she was going to probably close her business and move somewhere else. She didn't say where.
Better public safety.
And this is the problem. This is what happens. This is what happens. And so they don't have to be there. You know what I'm saying? They're there because they've been there for a long time. A lot of times they have ties to the community, but when you can't have real policing, real public safety, when you don't hold people accountable, when they feel compelled to, and I'm also tell you that it's a lot of copycat robberies that's happening out here. And so they see these people getting away on social media, all over the Los Angeles, California area, the Oakland area, so on and so forth. And so we finally have business owners. I wouldn't even tell anybody to open up a business, not a brick and mortar, unless you are willing to defend your business. But if you are just sitting there as a waiting duck, as a sitting duck, and you let people just come in and take your stuff, you might as well not even open up the business, because either somebody's life is going to get took, yours, right? Or somebody is going to get hurt, you, or you just going to lose a bunch of money that you invested, that you employ people, and you keep the economy. And small businesses are needed more than ever, and especially in places like the Bay Area. And the business owner is now saying, listen, I ain't got time for this, man. I'm probably going to pack up and move. I got to go to a different area or something like that. And so everybody lose. And the only people that win is the glass company and stuff that got to come back and repair it as a result of whoever the owner of the plaza is that got to come in. And so we got to start taking this a lot more serious. And I know that don't know lives matter, but unless somebody actually get killed by a white person, but we got to start taking this a lot more serious, bro.
Better public safety.
This attempted robbery comes a day after South Bay elected officials held a news conference calling for change after a smash-and-grab robbery in San Jose, where more than 15 suspects stormed a jewelry store and pushed the 88-year-old owner to the ground.
They're getting more bold, more brazen, and they have no regard for life or for property.
Tonight, more calls for funding for Prop 36.
Make sure that we are sending a message, a strong message to Governor Newsom. You need to put your money where your mouth is.
Prop 36 is the measure voters passed last November. That means stricter punishments for some retail theft and drug possession offenses. It also means increased criminal justice costs. We reached out to Governor Newsom's office about Prop 36. A spokesperson pointed out that the governor signed a package of bills last year aimed at reducing organized retail crime and funded millions of dollars in organized retail theft grants. But today's attempted break-in has left the community shaken up and calling for change again.
The business is in danger. We are in danger too. I'm asking for public safety.
Let me tell you something. Y'all not going to get nothing as long as these people stay in office. It don't even matter what proposition that y'all propose. Gavin Newsom was against Proposition 36. He adamantly was against. He protested against Proposition 36 because it went against what it was that he got passed previously as far as smaller crimes or lesser, harsher penalties against people that do crime in the community. And so as all of these cities spiraled out of control and the businesses left and the people left and all of this stuff, what's now happened is the people backtracked and they said, well, we want Proposition 36 that then instills harsher penalties and all of that. And so we want to invest in public safety. And so as a result of it passing, Gavin Newsom, who is still in charge of the budget, will not fund more or send more resources over to Proposition 36 or to fund initiatives to include harsher penalties, to push for judges and legislators to make sure that these people get locked up and that they actually get held accountable for their actions. And so what's happening is that nothing is happening. Even when y'all vote for certain propositions, because you have the wrong person in office, it will never go through, and they'll never hold themselves accountable, the actual legislators. And so the criminals have now gotten more bold. They running into places, they tearing it up. They don't care about who they hurt, what they destroy, what the cost is. They will go in there for 5 nickels, 15 people go in there, steal $10,000 worth of stuff, have to divide it up $750 a piece or something like that, and they did $50,000 worth of damage, and now the business owner got to move their business, and nothing happens to these people. And so we know that it's okay for people to do stuff and criminal activity inside of the community, and they're not going to be held accountable. They watch these programs just as much as you do. They're aware. They know what the penalties are. They know what they can and can't do. They know what they can get away with. They've already scoped it out. They targeted it. The whole thing, bro. The whole thing.
Surveillance video captures a group of masked suspects smashing into the front of fine jewelry in Milpitas. Police say this all happened around 1:30 Wednesday afternoon. Within seconds, the suspects flee after the owner fires a shot. Police said the suspects fled before they arrived. We captured the aftermath, shattered doors and windows. Milpitas Mayor Carmen Montaño said she's devastated.
I feel that if they didn't have that weapon to scare them off, it would have been worse.
Police say the shop owner's gun was legally owned. The attempted robbery happened inside Seafood City Supermarket, a complex of Filipino and Asian businesses. Montaño said the business was hit by robbers 2 years ago.
Because this is not the first time. They were already robbed. The first time was really bad. They all their merchandise was stolen, and the insurance companies raised their rates. So it's a domino effect. It has a multiplier effect. And so this time she said she's done.
In front of the damaged storefront, Montaño was joined by the group called Coalition for Community Engagement.
Part of the reason why these people are out there protesting is because they don't want the business owners to leave, because it makes it much worse for everybody else.
They're calling for Governor Newsom to allocate funding for Proposition 36, a crime bill that passed in November.
He's only spent $100 million, which is a small drop in the bucket for public safety. We need enough money to get the job done.
This is the same group that held a rally on Tuesday after a smash and grab incident in San Jose. An 88-year-old jewelry store owner was shoved to the ground.
You do know that it's a strong possibility that it's the same people. That they've made a career out of being criminals. That is probably the same people that hit the jewelry store. They went to another jewelry store, and because they wasn't held accountable for the first one, they all gathered together and they said, let's re-up. Let's re-up. The old man got caught, and he wasn't ready and he wasn't prepared because he didn't know that they was going to run a car or a truck straight into the back of the business and destroy everything. And so the business owners is just saying, you know what? Hands up. Throw our hands up. We give up. It's over, because nobody is here to protect us. Nobody cares about civility. And so the criminals, we just going to let them have and eat themselves. And then they're going to come back and they're going to complain about how their communities are underfunded. And we need to reinvest and have business owners come in again. The first thing that you have to have is good public safety. Above all, is the first thing that you got to have is good public safety. Everybody knows that. Let me know what y'all think inside of the comments. Make sure y'all tap into the Patreon. Link is in the description. T. Chanley, thank you for sponsoring what we got going on over here. 40% off your first order, 20% off for life. I love you. I appreciate you. I'm going to holler at you guys later. Peace.